وسلام على عباده الذين اصطفى أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم وإن أردتم استبدال زوج مكان زوج وآتيتم إحداهن قنطارا فلا تأخذوا منه شيئا أتأخذونه بهتانا وإثما مبينا وكيف تأخذونه وقد أفضى بعضكم إلى بعض وأخذن منكم ميثاقا غليظا ولا تنكحوا ما نكح آباؤكم من النساء إلا ما قد سلف إنه كان فاحشة ومقتا وساء سبيلا صدق الله العظيم وبلغنا رسوله النبي الكريم ونحن على ذلك من الشاهدين والشاكرين الحمد لله رب العالمين. So today inshallah we'll continue from where we left yesterday. The shunning of the things of the days of ignorance before Islam is going on. We talked about one very evil culture, very evil norm, that was that women would be made part of the property and inheritance. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is expressly and in very clear words shunning that culture, that way of doing things. And we had said that unless a woman has committed an express evil, fahishatin mubayyina, then whatever the husband has given her in terms of gifts or in terms of mahar, it cannot be taken back. In this ayah also, وَإِنْ أَرَدْتُمُ اسْتِبْدَالَ زَوْجٍ مَكَانَ زَوْجٍ وَآتَيْتُمْ إِحْدَاهُنَّ قِنْطَارًا. If you want to take a wife in place of the one you already have, وَآتَيْتُمْ إِحْدَاهُنَّ قِنْطَارًا, and you have given her plenty of wealth. Qintara would be like a stack of wealth. فَلَا تَأْخُذُوا مِنْهُ شَيْئًا, then do not take any of it back. أَتَأْخُذُونَهُ بُهْتَانًا وَإِثْمًا مُبِينًا, would you take it through imputation and open sin? Buhtan is accusation, false accusation. So another norm in that time was that when people would be, fed up of one wife, when men would be fed up of one wife for whatever reason, they do not want to maintain that marriage any longer, they would want to marry another woman, but they would want to get everything that they have given to their first wife back. Mahar, any gifts, all of that. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is very clearly saying, وَآتَيْتُمْ إِحْدَاهُنَّ قِنْطَارًا, even if you have given them stashes of wealth, don't take anything back from them. أَتَأْخُذُونَهُ بُهْتَانًا وَإِثْمًا مُبِينًا, are you going to take it back? In the previous ayah, the commandment has been given that the only situation in which it can be taken back is when they have, na'udzu billah, committed an openly shameless act. So there is no other way of getting your wealth back except for your original woman to have committed that kind of a sin. So when we have prohibited you from doing that, then are you going to take it by extending a false accusation against them? وَإِثْمًا مُبِينًا, an open sin. This is open sin to accuse women, and it's in a separate place in the Quran. It is mentioned very clearly that to accuse women who are innocent is a great sin, one of the greatest sins. And we have said it before as well, that if somebody in these ayat, in the previous ayat of Surah Al Nisa, that if somebody commits, extends levels and accusation against a woman, and if they cannot find 4 men who can give a testimony, can witness, give a shahada, then they will be considered liars. Each one of them will be considered liar unless in the eyes of Sharia there is at least 4 men who can give a witness, a shahada, that they've actually seen that happening. So it's a great sin. About this ayah, in the time of Sayyidina Umar radiallahu anh, there's a narration where Sayyidina Umar radiallahu anh was very concerned about a lot of mahar being given. So in that time Muslims were, generally in a good state, plentiful state. So a lot of amount was being set as mahar. And Sayyidina Umar radiallahu anh did not like that. So one day in the Masjid of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he stood and he said in his khutbah that people have started setting a high amount for women in mahar. Reduce it. It should be reduced. So one old lady stood up and recited this ayah. And listening to this ayah, because this ayah talks about having given women stashes of wealth. So she used this as an evidence that even stashes of wealth can be given to women. And Sayyidina Umar radiallahu anhu, may Allah bless the Sahaba, he was the Khalifa, and he was confronted during his khutbah by an old lady, and he said that this old lady knows better than Umar radiallahu anhu. So these were the Sahaba. Anyway, وَكَيْفَ تَأْخُذُونَهُ وَقَدْ أَفْضَى بَعْضُكُمْ إِلَى بَعْضٍ وَأَخَذْنَ مِنْكُمْ مِيثَاقًا غَلِيظًا. There's two other reasons that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is presenting, that how could you take that wealth back? وَكَيْفَ تَأْخُذُونَهُ, how can you take it? وَقَدْ أَفْضَى بَعْضُكُمْ, when you have had access to each other. So the meaning of this is that when you've had this, it is called true isolation or true company with each other, which means that a company or companionship of such a duration and such nature, in which if they wanted to commit that specific act which becomes permissible after marriage, after nikah, they could have done so. It is called khalwat sahiha, the true isolation. I don't know what's the right word. Anyway, but you get the meaning. وَقَدْ أَفْضَى بَعْضُكُمْ إِلَى بَعْضٍ. So you have had access to each other, true access to each other. وَأَخَذْنَا مِنْكُمْ مِيثَاقًا غَلِيظًا, and these women have taken a firm covenant from you. مِيثَاقًا غَلِيظًا, this basically refers to nikah. A strong, غَلِيظ basically means thick, but very strong, very strong pact, covenant from you. So after nikah has been performed, after you've lived with each other, you've got that moments of solitude with each other, how could you take it back? And the last ayah according to this, in this subject and of the ruku is وَلَا تَنْكِحُوا مَا نَكَحَ آبَاؤُكُمْ, another right, another custom of the days of ignorance. وَلَا تَنْكِحُوا مَا نَكَحَ آبَاؤُكُمْ, do not marry those women whom your fathers had married. مِنَ النِّسَاء, from the women. إِلَّا مَا قَدْ سَلَفْ, except for that which has passed. So what has already happened, it is, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not questioning about it, but from now on, do not marry the women of your fathers. So this is another norm in the days of ignorance, that if the mother was a stepmother, not your original mother, but a stepmother, she was freely married by the stepson. Na'udhu billah. إِنَّهُ كَانَ فَاحِشَةً وَمَقْتًا وَسَاءَ سَبِيلًا. It is indeed shameful, detestable, and it is an evil practice. Inshallah, tomorrow we'll start the ayat about what kind of women can be married, can be taken into nikah, and which have been made prohibited or haram by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Salatu wassalamu ala Sayyidil Mursaleen. Rabbana zalamna anfusana wa illam taghfir lana wa tarhamna lanakunanna minal khasirin. Rabbi ighfir warham wa anta khairur rahimin. Allahumma ij'alna min ahli al-Qur'an alladhi ahluka wa khassatuk. Sallallahu ta'ala ala khayri khalqihi Sayyidina Mawlana Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Amin bi rahmatika ya arhamar rahimin.